beautiful morning. Heading up this trail right here. There it is. Yep. I'm looking forward to seeing the lake, seeing the views, and just seeing what I can do. Bye. I just want to share with you some observations that I had on my training hikes, or the last one in particular. I learned that I don't like being filthy. I don't like stinking. It sucks. So I got to figure out how to keep myself clean on the trail, or at least cleaner, or deal with the fact that I'm going to look dirty and I'm going to smell dirty. Ew. We'll find out. Maybe next hike I can learn something to help me deal with that. It's weird though, because I only take a shower once a week. I'm not a big sweater, but on this last trip, it was like I really pushed hard up. I did a steep incline, and I pushed hard to get up it, and I did fine, but it was dirty and dusty, and I sweat, and it was stinky. Again, I don't like being dirty. I don't like the smell. I gotta figure it out. Another thing I learned, because I know I can push myself, but I need to learn to slow down and take it easy, because my joints and all the things that connect everything, the connective tissues, may not be as resilient as they were when I was younger. So I hurt myself around a band that goes around the foot from the arch to the top of the foot, and definitely stretched that out, and that was in pain. But then after this really steep this fast elevation gain hike, I ended up hurting my ankle. So I'm thinking that what I will do is take more breaks and learn not to push so hard. So one of the things also that I learned is my shoes, I need to change to boots, probably the whole hike, not sure. I'll try it again on another training hike. I'm going to try wearing boots instead of just my Hokas. So I bought some Solomons, and I talked to a friend who is a physical therapist. And what he does is he just doesn't tie them as tight around the ankle, because my concern is that I weaken my ankle by using the boots all the way up the ankle. So I'm going to try the boots, just not have them too tight. Yeah, try that next. The other thing is it's easy to become lost, kind of lost. So I went down another side of the trail just to test out a different trail to see what was going on. You know, like, maybe I could go further and find another place to camp out or whatever, just testing another trail. And what I learned is that trails can get not get lost. I wasn't lost, but they can disappear on you. And that's without snow. This is just a trail that disappeared because it was overgrown or people not using it. And I knew where I was. I knew I could follow the creek out to the other trail. I knew that I could just go up the way I came, but I had already felt the injury from the ankle, and I was thinking that, again, I was going to push myself, and I should have just stopped at the lake and just stayed there. So I learned that I don't like losing the trail or losing a trail, because then I had to go back and find it from the other direction. All Trails was a help, and to some degree, my little Mini 2, Garmin Mini 2, whatever it is, that gave me some comfort, but I don't like it. So I think I want to practice a little bit more my orienteering skills, although I knew where I was. So that probably wouldn't have made any difference. Well, I know it wouldn't have made any difference to my feelings on that particular trail that just disappeared into the ethers. It was too steep of a slant on the mountain on the other side. It was very steep, and so it was just wrecking my ankle. And so I had lost my my feelings of okayness. So I think that next time I'm going to learn to really know the trail before I go down it, because I already didn't know the trail. I already knew I didn't know if that trail was going to fall apart or not be there. I just wanted to test it out and test myself out. Yeah, so I learned a lot there. I tried out a tarp system, which I thought was fantastic the first few nights. But the last night, the weather changed, and so it was colder on the outside of the tarp, and it ended up being wet. And it became awkward because I was sore and I was tired. And so the last night was convincing me that my Lil Agnes Copper 1 tent, even though it's heavier than the tarp and a bivy, I was thinking that probably will be what I will stick with, even though I'm still a little bit on the fence with it, because I'm thinking a bivy and a tarp would be so much lighter in weight. The right bivy, the right tarp. I don't know. I'm thinking a lot about all this. And the last thing is, what I learned is that, well, I guess not what I learned, but what I know based on who I am and how much I know about myself, is that I just love hiking. I've been wanting to hike for all my adult life, but never had the money, time, freedom to do that. So even this last time when I went hiking and I was sore, I was not in heaven, not necessarily that's my home, but it's a place where I feel connected and I feel very alive and very real, and words are inadequate. This is how I feel. I feel, yes, that's the closest I can get. So that's it from Beverly Goes Hiking. Toodles, poodles. Oops, I did forget something. I learned that there is a lot of comfort in having people nearby. So when I did lose the trail, even though I wasn't lost, but I was already drained, I just wanted to go back to the camp where my son and his wife and their friends were, because I wanted that comfort and that security. Hopefully, I get over that, because doing the PCT is something that I want to do alone. I don't want to have to depend on people unless it's in a precarious area like the Sierras. I didn't realize how much I would want to be with people. And I do know that a big part of that is draining myself, getting to the point where I push myself too far, too hard, and then I just wanted to go back to the camp where everybody else was and just crash, which is what I did. I slept a good 8+ hours, which doesn't happen for me. Yeah, so that was a learning curve for me, thinking I'm so independent and just, I'm gonna be fine. I learned that when I'm in a different situation, I do like the comfort of human beings. Yeah, and I also learned that I have more limitations than I thought. But at the same time, I also learned that I am badass and I can push myself. So even if I'm in pain, I can push myself to go all the way up again and all the way down a really steep incline or elevation gain. So I do feel good. I feel like I can do this. I got the attitude.
Let's do it!